So my humble beginning started at Berklee School of Music in Boston, and I got a call from a guy named Chick while I was in my dorm. And the story goes like this: I was a big fan of the group Returned It Forever before I joined it. I saw the band maybe 2 or 3 times in Boston with my friends, my schoolmates. And the last time I saw the band, believe it or not, they had Earl Klug playing a Les Paul or Marshall. And I went, wait a minute, Earl's a wonderful acoustic player, but I've never known him to play electric. So I called back home to a friend of mine. This guy was like my big brother, you know, just imagine like a Woodstock hippie, 7 years older than I was, always stoned, but a great guy, amateur recording engineer. And I told him about this. I said, man, I just saw Returned It Forever. Boy, I'd give anything to play with that band. And that's all I said. So he took it upon himself to bring this tape that he had made of me playing on New Year's Eve in 1973, I think. Yeah, it was New Year's Eve, and that night, the guy was always high. I think he wanted to see me high, so he slipped me a tab of acid. And I was tripping my brains out. That's the tape he brought to Chick. So Chick calls me up and goes, hi, is this Sal? I said, yes, is this Chick Corea? I said, oh, come on, Chick, it can't be. I said, no, this is Chick Corea. Your friend Mike gave us a tape. I said, which tape did he give you? He said, one of you on New Year's Eve in New Jersey at a club. I said, oh my God. Little did Chick know he hired a whole different guitar player, and I wasn't playing like I normally play. In fact, I was playing way better than I ever played. Way better. And he goes to me, look, I would like for you to join the band. Not try out, but I go, whoa, really? I said, wow. He goes, yeah, if you can come to New York right now, for 2 or 3 days rehearse, and then we play Carnegie Hall, sold out already. So, of course, I'm buzzing. You know, I turned to my girlfriend, I said, I'm leaving. She goes, where are you going? To the store? I said, no. This is it. So I go home to New Jersey. I go to my parents' house. My mother comes to the door. She goes, what are you doing home from school? I said, Mom, I'm playing with Chick Corea. She goes, who's Chick Corea? I said, it's Chick Corea. And I walk in, my father's at the dinner table. Imagine my Italian dad at the table with a white t-shirt and paper. I said, what are you doing home from school? I said, Dad, I'm playing Carnegie Hall on Tuesday night. He goes, get the hell out of here. He goes, who are you playing with? What are you doing home from school? I can't believe this. He goes, I'm playing with Chick Corea. Again, who's Chuck Corea? Chick. It's my favorite band, Returned It Forever. They couldn't believe it. You know, they thought it was like a joke or something. Tuesday comes. We go through the rehearsals, everything went out pretty good. They pull up with a limo to take me to Carnegie Hall, my first show at 19 years old. Yeah. Luckily, my mother was on Xanax. She gave me a whole lot of Xanax. I mean, a lot of Xanax. I was so nervous. Okay, so they're sitting in the back of the limo, facing me. Look, I'm facing forward. The car's going this way. I'm in the back seat. They're in the seat across from me, looking at me. My father's going, but you know, Albert, he always called me Albert. I always said to you, you know how you get to Carnegie Hall? It's practice. And I'm thinking to myself, it's acid. And I wasn't going to tell him that, but that's kind of how it happened. However it happens, it happened. And it wasn't because of practice. I just got lucky. But that tour took us on an amazing one-month tour in the month of July. So I remember the date, July 3rd, 1974, Carnegie Hall. And then immediately that started a tour that took us through a variety of clubs, theaters, and also a part of the Newport Jazz Festivals that were held in different cities, in stadiums with a lot of other acts. So yeah, you have 40,000 people, and there was probably like 6 acts on the bill. And here I am in Houston Astrodome on second base. And I'm, man, life is, what a trip, right? So we were really warming up brand new music that he had written for the first record that I was part of, called Where Have I Been Before. And we recorded it at a place called the Record Plant in New York City. And wouldn't you know, to make things even more like unbelievably exciting, John Lennon was in the next room. So I got to see him record. I didn't have the courage to go up to him and say, hey, playing with Chick Corea, I'm helping him. I wasn't there yet. I was really a shy kid. But I did get to play ping pong with Julian, and I beat him every time I played. So one of my favorite pieces that I also recorded, because I did a tribute record at Abbey Road, and I did a second tribute. The first tribute was mostly acoustic, no other instruments except for me tapping on the guitar for some percussion parts. And then the second album, which was more of a recent one, I played all the instruments, bass, drums, percussion, keyboards, and everything else. And that one was, that came out in the best of times, in March 2020, just when COVID was hitting.
Oh, man.
You couldn't have asked for a worse month. Anyway, this is one of them from the record. It's one of my favorite pieces of all time, Strawberry Fields.
Nice.
My Way.